I am going to record this session. I'm recording, so I'm just letting everyone know that if you decide, you are being recorded, and this presentation will be shared on our webpage and or social media platforms. So I just want to let everyone know that. Thank you all for being here. Good morning. My name is Rebecca Ronstadt-Contreras, and I am with the Higher Education Program. And today we are going to have a presentation about the FAFSA. And so if everyone could please mute themselves so that we can make sure that we don't have any sound. Hi, Erica.
Hi, I figured it out, sorry.
Oh, good. No, you're fine. Hi, Erica. We have Davina, and we have Mario. I'll let you all introduce yourselves. I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic. I'll start with Mario first. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, my name is Mario West. I'm a higher education advisor with Salt River. I grew up in Salt River as a youth. I'm actually from the White Mountain Apache tribe, and I am also Laguna Pueblo in English. Thank you.
Thanks, Mario. Erica?
Hi, I'm Erica Outcall. I'm a program advisor for Salt River as well, and I'm here back in the office for the first time in just about a year.
Well, thank you. I'm admitting more people into. Good morning, Brooke. Thank you for being here. I am just letting everyone know that we are recording this session. So in the event that you show your face or use your camera, just know that we are recording this presentation and that we are going to be sharing the presentation on our social media platforms and or our higher education webpage. We're in the process of introducing ourselves to everyone before we get started, but we'd like to, thank you for being here, making the time to be here. And I'm going to go ahead and we just introduced Mario West. He's one of our program advisors in higher education, in addition to Erica Outcalt. She's another program advisor with higher ed. And I'm opening it up to Davina Leon right now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Davina Leon. I'm the career guide coordinator under higher ed.
And Davina is also a community member, and she is, are you currently in the program now, Davina?
Yeah, I am.
What are you studying?
I'm working on a certificate in project management.
Awesome. Good. Great. And so my name is Rebecca Ronstadt-Contreras, and I apologize, I'm not on camera only because I have suffered an injury, a broken ankle, and I'm having a very difficult time getting around. And so I just have my picture today, but I promise once I'm up and moving and after surgery, I will be sure to show my face and be here in person, quote unquote, with all of you. So thank you to our guests for being here. Today we're going to talk about the FAFSA. The FAFSA is a required document that we do need, a required process that we do need for our students to complete when participating in the higher education program. The purpose of that really is, the higher ed program, before we get into the presentation, the higher education program does fund our students regardless of financial need. So you will get funding from higher education. But the FAFSA will also, once you complete it, when you're going to an academic institution, whether it be a community college, a university, or a vocational/technical school, they will also require you to complete the FAFSA. And so we're just making sure that we are following all of our guidelines and that most of the processes relative to financial aid are the same for our students and the institutions that they are attending. So I am at this time going to turn it over to Mario and Davina, who worked really hard to put this presentation together for you. And they will also answer any questions that you may have. And if at any time you have a question or they're going too fast, feel free to raise your hand, your virtual hand, if you will, or send us a chat and we'll get to your questions. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on over to Mario and Davina. and we will go from there. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate it. And I just wanted to mention just really quick, some of the questions and some of the stuff that we're going to be going over within the FAFSA actually requires personal information. So if you have specific questions that are personal, if you ask them, I'll just let you know that maybe we'll talk about them offline, because I don't want to talk about personal information amongst everybody. So just keep that in mind. Davina, yes, Davina and I worked really hard on this. Davina did a really good job at putting a lot of this together and helping with the data. So are you ready, Davina?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm going to go share my screen. Can everybody see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Oops. All right, so here's the FAFSA. We're going to go over the FAFSA. Davina and I will be presenting. So I'll go ahead and start. What is the FAFSA? So the FAFSA is an acronym. It stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. What is federal student aid? So federal student aid is money from the federal government that helps you pay for college, career school, or graduate school expenses. Aid is available through grants, work study, and loans. Now, the FAFSA is actually for students who meet certain types of requirements. They can get help from federal student aid regardless of age or family income. What type of aid is available through the FAFSA? Like I mentioned before, it is grants, student loans, and work study if eligible.
So moving on, the types of aid. So what types of financial aid does the FAFSA provide? So there are grants, which are financial aid that generally does not have to be repaid. There's work study, which is a federal work program through which undergraduates and graduate students at participating schools earn money to help pay for school. And the last option is student loans, which is borrowed money for college or career schools, loans that must be repaid with interest.
So I just created like an application checklist of things that you need to have before you start the process. One is the Social Security card. The second one is a driver's license, but if you don't have one, it's okay. The third thing is the tax records. So each FAFSA requires a certain tax year. For instance, right now we are currently in the 2020-2021 FAFSA year. And if you were to fill that FAFSA year out, you would need 2018 taxes, just as an example. The next thing is actually a list of colleges you are considering or planning to attend. If you're planning on attending a college but aren't sure if you're going to go there or not, still include those colleges in the FAFSA. The next thing is an FSA ID, which stands for Federal Student Aid ID, to sign electronically. Now you do have to create that separately from the FAFSA, and we'll be going over that pretty soon. When creating your FAFSA, you will also need your social security number, full name, and date of birth. And then also, we're going to be going over the dependency questions here pretty soon. But if you are a dependent student, then you will also need the above information for your parent or guardian.
To begin with your federal student aid or your FSA ID, you'll go to the website listed. And this is just like a screenshot of the login page that you'll see.
And just to create a little information about this FSA ID is actually, the website is a little bit different from the FAFSA website. All right, you want to continue this one, Davina?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So what is an FSA ID? It is a username and password you use to sign into your FAFSA. And just a little disclaimer, it is your legal signature and shouldn't be shared with anyone. The items that you will need to complete the FSA ID, you want to write down your username and password. You also want to write down security questions and answers Answers are case sensitive. You want to have you'll have to verify your email address, and you'll also have to verify your phone number.
Well, thank you. Yeah, in the past, I've had students that I've helped create their FSA ID like literally a minute before, and then they have to log into the FAFSA using that, and they forgot it. And so I would say just write it down. There are security questions in the FSA ID, and they are case sensitive, meaning if you have an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter, it has to be exactly the same as you have it typed in as your answers. And then verifying the email address and phone number. You can reset your password by your email address or your phone number. Like you can have it texted to you, or you can have an email sent to you to reset it. So that's why I always say to verify it. Thank you, Divina. So here is the FAFSA application. So the website is FAFSA, FAFSA.gov. And this is what you'll see when you type that in. You want me to go over this, Divina?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so here are the dependency status FAQs. So I think, out of the whole PowerPoint, these two next slides are probably the most important. So these are questions to consider. Who takes care of me? I live with my grandma and grandpa. I've been on my own for years. How do I answer this? What if I am in or have been in foster care? What if I have a legal guardian? What if I have served in the Army? Or what if I am homeless? So these are questions that I've come across. I've had students ask me. If any of these questions apply to you, afterwards, let me know and we can talk one-on-one. I can help you answer these questions on the FAFSA. So this next slide is the dependency status questions. Divina, would you mind going over the first 5 and I'll do the remaining 5?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
So the first one is, will you be 25 or older by January 1st of the school year for which you are applying for financial aid? For example, if you plan to start in August 2021 for the 2021-2022 school year, will you be 24 by January 1st, 2021? The second question is, are you married or separated but not divorced? Number 3 is, will you be working towards a master's or a doctorate degree, such as an MA, an MBA, an MD, a JD? 4 is, do you have children who receive more than half of their support from you? And then 5 is, do you have dependents other than children or a spouse who live with you and receive more than half of their support from you?
All right, thank you. And so to continue, number 6 is, are you currently serving on active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces for purposes other than training? 7, are you a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces? 8, at any time since you turned age 13, were both of your parents deceased? Were you in foster care or were you a ward or dependent of the court? Number 9, are you emancipated minor or are you in a legal guardianship as determined by a court? Are you an accompanied youth who is homeless or self-supporting and at risk of being homeless? So these are the questions that everyone has to answer. Everyone who fills out the FAFSA has to answer these questions. And what separates these questions, or what makes you dependent or independent, is if you answer yes to any of these questions, then that makes you an independent student. If you answer no to all of these questions, and that makes you a dependent student. And what that means is if you are an independent student, then you will not need your parents' information. If you answer no to all these questions and you are a dependent student, and then you will need your parents' information. So therefore your parent or guardian would have to fill out an FSA ID and create an FSA ID, and they will have to also go in here and import their tax information and information about them. So these dependency questions are very, very important. If any of you have questions about them, or maybe your situation is different, the best thing I can say is just ask, and we can help you here in higher ed. Okay, so taxes. Like I mentioned earlier, there's different taxes for certain FAFSA years. And so on here, I put so I'll go just down it. The application year equals the tax year. So the 2020, 2021 FAFSA, you would need your 2018 taxes. The 2021, 22 FAFSA, you would need your 2019 taxes. Of course, you would need your tax return forms. The IRS 1040 is the most common tax return form, but there are other tax return forms as like the IRS 1040 NR. There's other tax returns for like the U.S. territories or freely associated state, like Puerto Rico or Guam, and so forth. All right, go ahead, Davina.
Right, so for the minimum income to file taxes in 2018, so if you're a single filing status and you're you make 12,000 if under age 65, it's 13,600 if age 65 or older. And then if you're married and filing jointly, it's 24,000 if both spouses are under the age of 65. It's 25,300 if one spouse is under the age of 65 and one is over the age of 65. And then it's 26,000 if both spouses are 65 or older. And then the minimum income to file taxes in 2019 for the single filing status, it's 12,200 if under 65, and it's 13,850 if over the age of 65. And then if you're married and filing jointly, it's 24,400 if both spouses are under the age of 65, 25,700 if one spouse is under the age of 65 and one is over the age of 65. And then lastly, it's 27,000 if both spouses are age 65 or older.
Excellent, thank you. As you see, there are requirements for filing taxes, and these are what they are. So in the FAFSA, there is something called the IRS data retrieval tool. I urge everyone to use this because it makes it so convenient, and it makes completing the FAFSA a lot easier. And this is actually just a screenshot of what it would look like when you got to that page. You see down there at the bottom, it says link to the IRS. If you fill out the FAFSA and you have the option to use this, use it. What happens is if you click on that link, it'll take you from the FAFSA to the IRS website, and it'll link your IRS information from the IRS into the FAFSA. So it'll kind of like auto-populate it. But the thing I want to point out is that it will redirect you from the FAFSA website to the IRS website, and then it'll bring you back. So I've had others that have called me. It's like, oh my gosh, it took me away from it. Did I lose my everything that I completed in FAFSA? And the answer is no. It'll take you from the FAFSA to the IRS website, and then from the IRS website back to the FAFSA. But I urge everyone, if you can complete this, if you can use this IRS data retrieval tool, use it. It is very, very, very convenient.
And then finally, when you want to sign the FAFSA, you're going to go to the very bottom where it says submit my FAFSA, and then you'll click it and that'll be your signature.
Perfect. And so I just tried to show a before and after. If you look at the before on the left-hand side, you'll notice down in the middle where it says student signature needed, and right below that it says provide student signature. That's actually what you'd click on to provide your signature. And both, the one on the left is actually for a dependent student because they would need the parent signature. So the student would sign it and the parent would sign it. Cool, thank you, Davina. So what's next? So it takes 48 hours for the FAFSA to process. And within the 2 days or 48 hours, you will receive an email letting you know that your FAFSA application was processed. Just to let you know that the school or the college or school might request additional information from you just to verify the information that you put on the FAFSA. Another thing I want to mention, I know Rebecca mentioned this at the beginning, but the FAFSA is a requirement for higher ed, and it's a requirement that all of our students submit the student aid report with higher ed with their application.
So your student aid report, it takes about 2 days for the FAFSA to process, and then after the 2 days, you can submit the student aid report. So to submit it, you'll log into your FAFSA, you'll click on the view or print student aid report, and then you can send your student aid report as a PDF.
Thank you. And this, again, is just a screenshot of what it would look like and where it is on the in the FAFSA, where it says view or print your student aid report. That's where the link is that you click on, and then it'll generate that. So important reminders, every October 1st, the FAFSA opens and you can apply. It is important to fill out the FAFSA as soon as possible to meet school and state financial aid deadlines. Now, FAFSA is something that you have to reapply for every year. And so that's very important to know too. And then also higher ed requires all applicants to complete the FAFSA. And that is it. I have a little video to show you all.
If you're interested in financial aid for college or career school, you're going to need to fill out the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. It takes most people about 30 minutes to complete online, and the best part, it's 100% free, and it provides you with access to grants, loans, and work-study funds from the federal government. And many colleges and states use FAFSA information to provide their own college or state financial aid. Before you fill out the FAFSA, it's a good idea to create your FSA ID, a username and password that lets you electronically sign your FAFSA and gives you access to various websites related to federal student aid. And here's an important tip. If your parent is providing information on your FAFSA, he or she will need his or her own FSA ID. Visit studentaid.gov/FSA ID for more information. Your FAFSA can be completed online at FAFSA.gov, and help is provided throughout the online application process. You will need to fill out the FAFSA each year you are in school because your financial situation may change. Plus, you may be able to automatically transfer your tax data from the IRS, making the application even quicker to fill out. Each state and college or career school sets its own deadline for the FAFSA, so it's best to get it done early. Since some of the funds are available on a first-come, first-served basis, you don't want to miss out. Now that you know about the FAFSA, you might be asking, well, how much money will I get? Your college or career school will do the math, and there's a simple formula that they use. First, the college takes your cost of attendance, which is the total amount it will cost you to go to that school. Your cost of attendance will vary from school to school. Then, the college subtracts your expected family contribution, or EFC. Your EFC is based on information provided in your FAFSA and will not change based on the school you attend. However, the EFC is not necessarily the amount of money you will have to pay. Basically, your cost of attendance minus your EFC equals your financial need. Your college uses your financial need and other information to determine how much financial aid you can receive. See? Pretty simple. If you have questions or need more information, please visit studentaid.gov.
All right, and that's it. Just a reminder that the FAFSA is a requirement for the higher ed application, and all of the higher ed staff are available to help in any way that we can. We're all very knowledgeable, and there is our information right there, the Salt River Higher Education, our phone number. You can always reach out to any one of us, and we all work together, and we are here to help. All right, and that's it. Do we have any questions?
If anyone has any questions, thank you so much, first off, Mario and Davina, for putting that together. and for going over the information. Does anyone on the call, not with higher ed, have any questions about the information that was presented? Does anyone have any questions, maybe not necessarily related to the FAFSA, rather higher education program information that we can answer while we have you, while we're all here?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so say I did the FAFSA already, that stuff. I was like granted, it's like a very specific case, but I was granted the lumberjack scholarship. And do you guys take care of that, like getting rid of that, or do I need to like let the school know? Because I was aware you're not able to have the lumberjack and the higher education.
Erica, do you want to take that?
Yeah. So Adrian actually,
Mhm.
I talked to your mom about this, and so Tanya, our accountant, actually reached out to the NAU financial aid office to see how we should handle that, because depending on the scholarship and how it's administered, you may be able to accept that as well as the higher ed scholarship, but I'm still waiting back on an answer for that.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I was just
We're
curious.
working on it, I promise, but I will let you and your mom know as soon as we hear back.
That's fine. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
And congratulations on getting that scholarship. That scholarship is rather competitive, and not everyone gets that coming out of high school. So that means that you did incredibly well on all of your core courses in order to qualify for that scholarship. I think you had to have earned an A or a B since your freshman year on all of your core courses to get into the, yeah, so round of applause. So good job to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's awesome. Yeah, good job.
Ms. Brooke, do you have any questions about higher education or anything along those lines that we can answer for you? Your microphone is currently off, so you'll just need to, yeah, there you go.
I don't have any questions. Well, actually I do. I just have, as far as, I don't know if it's a higher education. I'm trying to get a hold of my transcripts for a previous school I went to that is no longer existent. So it doesn't have to do with financial, it just has to do with my transcripts.
Brooke, what school did you attend?
I attended High Tech Institute.
Okay. Did you turn them in when you were in the program the last time?
Yes, and then I believe I went into their sister school at the time was Anthem College, and then they are no longer existent.
Okay. Do you need official copies or just a copy?
Yeah, I do, because I'm trying to get into GCU.
Okay.
What's the name of the, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Brooke, I can email you about that later, because there's a specific place that you can go to the through the state. So I can help you find that correct form to request those.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And good job to you too, Brooke, for pursuing and continuing on with your post-secondary education. That's great. We have a lot of students who are currently going to GCU, and they really like the various programs that they are enrolled in.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if, I mean, that's really all we had to present today. Next month, we're going to have a student panel. So we have students who have either graduated from their respective academic institutions within the last maybe 2 years, and or current students who are attending college or university, and they're going to be on our student panel. And so we're just, and again, it's the first Friday, actually not the first Friday this time. This is going to be April 9th. So save the date, April 9th, very similar to what we did today. We're going to have a student panel for all of our students who are in higher education or who have graduated and are continuing on in higher ed, or maybe they've paused because they've graduated, but they're going to be here to answer questions and talk with you all about their college experience, how they prepared for college, how they selected their respective programs, how maybe the pandemic has sort of affected online learning, or maybe it had no impact at all, because some of our students are pretty savvy technologically anyway, and so they're able to maneuver their way through this new age era in online learning, and we're able to do some things. And then some of us who maybe struggled a little, and what we've done to move forward with that. So that's really all we have today is this FAFSA information. Again, we can help anyone. So for those of you who are watching this and who didn't attend, please call our office. Please reach out to us. We can help you with the FAFSA. We also have online resources that we can connect you to. And I'm going to go ahead and open it up to Mario. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, I just wanted to tell Adrian and Brooke and Erica and Davina and yourself, Becca, thank you for attending today. Higher ed, we're here to help. Whether something's pertaining to, just like how you mentioned, Brooke, the question that you have, we're just I would like a big bundle of information that we all have in higher ed. So, always give us a call and ask. If not, we can always get you pointed in the right direction or get you with the right people. But we are definitely here to help you. We want you to succeed. We want to see you progress, and we want to see you do well, and we'll do all we can to help you. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys being there.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is very informal, and I look forward to the next meeting next month.
Fantastic. Well, we are looking forward to working with you either now or in the future. Whatever you need assistance with, please, like Mario said, thank you, Mario. Please reach out to us. Please connect with us. We are here to help you, albeit virtually for now, but we hopefully we'll be in our offices soon, and once some of this is over, we can meet face to face and those types of things. But for now, we can certainly help you. And Erica, you'll be connecting with Brooke to help her access her transcripts. And so I'll let you two connect offline. And Adrian, you'll participate in our future sessions. You're still in high school, so you keep doing what you're doing. And Erica and Tanya will get you the answers you need about your scholarship. But either way, know that you will have the financial support through higher education and all of the merit scholarships that you have received. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. So thanks everyone. So we're gonna go ahead and end this meeting. I'll stop recording, and we'll go ahead and send it over to our powers that be who put it up on the interwebs, and we'll go ahead and move forward with that. And if anyone needs anything, if you think of a question that we didn't answer, or maybe a question that you didn't get a chance to ask after we're finished, please reach out to us. We're here. We can answer any questions that you may have. For those of you who are joining us after this had been recorded, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. We hope you found some of this information useful and helpful, and have a good rest of your day and weekend. Happy March. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.